Hey there, all you sexy savants. It's a beautiful evening in the fall. Feels like early fall. It's September. And out in the foothills around, let me see, the nearest stint of human cancer civilization is down there. That's called Kenwood. So, it's in I believe the Sonoma or Napa Valley. Uh, so, and this area, as you can see, was struck by fire. And it's a pretty interesting spectacle. Not far from the date, in 2017, this burned. This whole shit was ablaze. And look, the miracle of life persists on. And I'm here to show you, document how beneficial wildfire really is in every environment, but this one it's quite important. It's already seasonably dry, and there used to be a pretty frequent burn interval historically. We could say about every 10, 20 years or so. And that was naturally caused. And human induced was more regular, because the indigenous people would use that as a way of restoring the land, rejuvenating the crops, clearing the underbrush, making it easier to hunt for deer and whatnot. And also, it scared out a lot of the animals, so they would come out and hunt them as they're leaving the blaze. Very interesting strategy. It really worked. But this is the modern day. It's kind of depressing, I don't want to focus on that though. What I want to get to, now is show you just what is growing in this place, which it shocks me because it's kind of a dry place. But the reason why redwoods and Douglas firs thrive here is because it's on a east-facing slope, and this mountain called Annandale State Park or Park, something like that, Annandale Park, on its east-facing slopes and a part of its northwest-facing slopes are dominated by these Douglas fir and redwood forests. And they thrive because of the fog that rolls in. And because of that fog, the accumulation of water on their needles actually, fall down, and it feels like it's raining, even if it's a foggy day. And the fog is persistent, essentially, from maybe like all of January, February, all the way until about maybe early August. And then August and September, it's hot as balls and sunny, pretty miserable, pretty dry. And then on certain nights in September through October, and it gets foggy again, but it depends on essentially the polar flow, the North Pole, and bringing the cool air. I know it's a long-winded shit, but let's get to it. First off, this lovely fern right here, Adiantum jordanii, also known as the California maidenhair fern. Check out that structure. I mean, how do you not love that? They always grow in shaded little pockets in the redwood forest where there's water, So there's probably a small seep there of water coming out the ground, very, very little of it. Another group of ferns that we see very frequently is right here, little baby. And that actually, I don't want to, actually it's okay, like 5 generations, so it's probably 5 years old, or 2 years old actually. This would be the, what's it called, California coastal wood fern, Dryopteris californica. Oh, excuse me, Dryopteris arguta. That's it. That's Dryopteris arguta. And yeah, the coastal wood fern is, I'd say, the most dominant member of this forest, fern-wise. But let's carry on, shall we? Check out all these, like, see, we even got moss. Oh, there's another common fern, Polysticum unitum. Everything's dusty and I don't know why, covered in black sooty mold. Anyways, check this cute little bastard out. This ground cover is Galium Aparini, and I think it's called the redwood bed straw, or cleavers, or some shit. Whatever. So cute. My favorite fact about this plant is that it's in the coffee family, the Rubiaceae. I love the way it cascades over the rocks and whatnot. But here's one of the downsides of fire in the modern day is that it also, from clearing the understory, actually, it does in some cases, if it's infested with, invasive species, those will persist as well. Anyways, because many of them benefit from fire, as all things do. It's just the way that Earth cleanses its skin. It's like an exfoliation and rejuvenation. So I wonder what this is. Some kind of phabid. I'm not sure which. I'm not too good with my bean family members yet. So I see a lot of regeneration here of the Pacific madrone. This guy with the big glossy green leaves, and it's a member of the blueberry family, Arbutus menziesii. They make stunning trees when they're mature, reaching heights to about maybe 90 feet or 100 feet or so, and beautiful red bark. One of my top 10s, I'd say. And here's a good specimen that's more mature of that coastal wood fern. Again, Dryopteris arguta. Oh, look at this. Appears to be from the look of it, Rosa californica, possibly Rosa gymnocarpa, but I'm leaning more towards californica because the needles are a different color. It can be that specific. Who did? We have the white hawkweed, a species that has gotten my interest over the last years of hiking around the coastal foothills. And what I notice about them is right now it's not a very interesting looking plant, but just listen to this. That is just how much fuzz these plants have. These white hawkweeds, Hieracium albiflorum. It's a member of the daisy family, the Asteraceae. And well, two things that surprise me the most about them, or interest me rather, is their ability to tolerate low light because they primarily live under redwood forest and Douglas fir forest. But the second thing is, not only are they mostly found in these coastal coniferous forests, but typically only in sites that have rocky soils. And that's what seems to be the case. It kind of just interests me, it's just an observation. And so we have also, pardon, everything is just dusty and dirty, but what are you gonna do, is this guy. Tiny little thing, but it always grows in redwood forests. This is the plant that's called Modesty, Whiplia modesta, and I like that it is in the hydrangea family. If you know, you know, the Hydrangeaceae. Kind of cool to have a plant that's just overused in horticulture and gardening have a cousin that forms a beautiful green carpet in the shade. And it's native. Hello. Who this? Oh, the wonderfully gnarled trunks of a still alive. He's still kicking, but wonderfully gnarled trunks of this old, madrone. Betcha that thing is old as shit for that species. Maybe 100 years old, could be. I'm not sure. Carrying on. Another one of my fan favorites. I'm a fan of, I should say. And that'd be this guy. That is, hold on, make sure I get this right. Prosartes hookeri, the hooker's fairy bells. It's a member of the lily family, and it has these very cute green flowers that look like the bottom half of Tinkerbell's dress. So they always remind me of that. And I see a certain plant that I'm not sure of, so I'm going to go up here and check that out. It smells good, but not strong. And the hairs are not as stiff. as the one species I primarily thought it was. And they have that distinctive smell. So I think I can say that this plant, and there's a small colony of it here, it's not an individual, is Arnica discoidea, the what's it called, some furry leafed arnica or western arnica, I don't know, member of the Asteraceae, the daisy family, known to have medicinal properties. Okay, come on. Don't want to break my ass. So it's nice here. I was in the mood for some coniferous forests, and didn't want to drive like an hour west. So this is more like less than an hour northeast from me. And I've been meaning to come here and always neglect to do so because I'm like, I'm gonna go west. So this is cool here. Again, that wildfire came through, but I mean, I can see the benefit that happened, and that is regeneration, clearing of the underbrush, promotion of more of the native species that were growing here. And typically in a very crowded, overgrown forest, you wouldn't see many of them because the competition for light is just too much. Excuse me, that appears, and I really hope it is, what I think it is. But I can't confirm until I get up here. Gonna take a sample. Okay. Diagnosis complete. This is what I was hoping what it was. I'm so happy. Yeah. So, what we have here, I'm going to clear him because, or hit, I need some of this stuff here. Give it a little bit of a embankment of stuff so that moisture collects for him. Clear the top so that it can receive some light. And my precious little friend here is called bear grass, and commonly, and funny, not related to bears, and not really that related to grass. It's actually a member of the kind of like Melanthiaceae, yeah, the Melanthiaceae, which is like a sister tribe to lilies, and they're all very poisonous. One of the most famous ones is the death camas, which also grow in this region, but they're beautiful flowers. But the bear grass, if I'm trying to remember its botanical name, and the reason I get so excited for it because I almost never see these. One of the other locations where I know their habitat is in Salt Point State Park, which is like a 2.5 hour drive for me. and it's some of the most beautiful drive in that I've ever had in my life. To get there, come on, dude. What the fucking name? Shit. Give me a minute. Get down from here first. Try not to fuck up the habitat too much. Okay. Jesus Christ. It totally escaped my mind right now. But that's all right. What I was saying is a plant that really needs good light typically wouldn't grow in a very densely vegetated understory in a forest, especially one that of Douglas fir and redwoods. Very low light, constant falling of needles. Yeah, it's tough for a little guy down under here. And I'm just shocked. I'm just amazed in a good way. It's just like, wow. But here's a good view to end it on, eh? There's some more of them. Yeah, that's bear grass, all right. Look at these little bonsai redwoods. That's funny. So, goddamn power lines, but wow, huh? Some nice redwoods over there. Oh, trail doesn't go that way. Anyways. Well, I hope you had a good time. My head is a mess. I'm trying to remember that name, and I feel bad. But yeah, that's the star of the show right there. That bear grass and this beautiful landscape. Anyways, y'all have a good one. I'm out.